You are listening to the Bills Blitzkrieg Podcast, brought to you by the Bills Blitzkrieg Network.
And here we go, back for another Bills Blitzkrieg Podcast. We have some catching up to do with the draft and some far too early predictions for the AFC East. But anyways, how you guys doing today? I haven't heard from you in a couple weeks.
That is a straight up lie, because we talk to each other every day. But I'm doing great.
Well, I haven't recorded anything.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Right.
That's not official unless you record it. What you been up to, Fred? How's the fam? All right, he's gonna keep silent. Anyways, you know, you guys just.
What? I got kicked.
You got kicked. He gets kicked. He says he's kicked.
Nope. Skype booted me. It was like, hey, mister, you're out of here.
Excuses. Well, you know, since you guys are gonna make me yap this whole time, I'm feeling thirsty, so time to crack a cold one.
Yes, sir.
What are you sipping on today, Mr. Zach?
Today I'm changing it up a little bit. Usually we've got some beers on board, but I'm pulling the cork tonight. I'm drinking some Love My Goat by Bully Hill Vineyards. I can't really remember where they're out of. I think they are local to northern New York here. Hammondsport,
Somewhere
New
in the
York.
Finger Lakes.
Yeah, somewhere in the Finger Lakes. I'm not really sure.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah, it's just kind of your average table wine, red wine. It's a mix between a dry and sweet, and it's kind of really my go-to. It's really the only wine I drink. It's like $10 a bottle, so can't go wrong.
No, that's a good wine.
There you go.
That's a good wine.
That's something to fall down the driveway to, right there. Just drink a bottle of that.
Yeah.
Well, what you got over there, Fred?
You know, I'm pretty predictable. Just the Mandarin Orange Seltzer, Pix brand.
And for those who don't know, that is
fresh snack.
Price Chopper. Good old Price Chopper.
Picks. Classic.
And what about you, Jake?
I had to go to Wegmans because all the beer shops close at like 6 o'clock on Sundays. But I got Frost Double Pony Boy, one of the better breweries out of Vermont, at least as far as my opinion goes. Nice double IPA, very heavy on the aromatic hops, and they always do a really good job. I'm always glad to pick some up.
My hops popped back up.
Hops?
So you said the magic word. You reminded me. My hops started growing in the lawn. Got to shovel those up.
Nice.
Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, well, last time we were talking, you were saying you didn't have high hopes for it to return this season, so that's...
Nope. There's 3 little babies out there. So out of there was 8 original plants. So there's 3 little tiny ones growing out of one of the originals.
Now, you said you're going to dig them up, Fred. Are you going to transplant them somewhere else?
Probably.
Cool.
Probably, yeah. Thinking about moving them out back, putting them on a maple.
Cool.
But
Awesome.
Yeah, you got to grow them up, right? They kind of grow like vines. You got to train them.
Yeah. They climb, but yeah, it's cool.
That'll be cool. You have to send me some when you're done with them.
Good stuff. All right, so let's move on to our semi-regular segment of food talk. So I wasn't unprepared today. I did have a power rankings that I wanted to do with something that everybody loves, at least most people love anyway, even if you're gluten-free. They still have varieties for those folks. But we're going to talk pasta today. Now, I originally, like I said, wanted to do some sort of power rankings, but, I mean, let's be real. There are like 30 to 40 to 50 even maybe different varieties of pasta. They're all pretty much made the same for the most part, but I feel like it's such a subjective subject that it wouldn't be fair to do some sort of power rankings with them. So, let's talk pasta. Jake, I know that you are a big fan of rigatoni, and I'll let you go ahead and spout off at the mouth on those for a minute.
Well, I was already going to tell you don't need to do power rankings. Rigatoni in the field. Rigatoni is the ultimate pasta. It's nice and thick. It's in a square-ish kind of shape.
I would say circle.
Useful. Circle. Yes, circle.
Cylindrical is really, I think, the term, but sure, go on.
Well, it's got the ridges. It's like the little flavor pockets, so it's perfect for a bolognese or even like a standard marinara sauce. You can make baked with it. You can put chicken in there, sausage, beef, anything you want. It's the ultimate pasta. the best thing about it, because it's kind of like a ziti, but where the ziti falters, it's just too slippery. It's a slippery noodle. You pour some sauce on it, just falls off into a plate. And you got to scoop up the sauce with a spoon and eat the zitis, and then it's a whole struggle. With rigatonis, it just catches all
wait a
of it
second.
right
Wait,
there.
stop a second. You eat ziti with a spoon?
Theoretically, because
No.
you take it, you gotta kind of spoon it up though, because you're sitting there, you got that big old pool of sauce.
Oh, no. Don't try to use verbs and stuff now. That's not how...
And let's make it known that Jake is the resident Italian of the Bill's Blitzkrieg podcast. So, what he says, you got to take with a little more weight. I love rigatoni because it's got a ton of surface area to it on the inside and outside. So there's just like tons of room for it to pick up whatever sauce you're using it with. Now, red sauce is good.
That's
I
important.
love it with vodka sauce, like a classic chicken Reggies. But I don't know if I would use it with like an Alfredo. For that, I would kind of go with your typical fettuccine, maybe a linguine if you're having some sort of seafood Alfredo dish. But my absolute favorite, as of late, would be Campanelle, and I think it is Italian for bell. So Campanelle, kind of sounds like bell, and it's shaped like a bell. So it twists around itself, and it's just a not a super unique pasta, but yeah, that's definitely been my favorite as of late.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, what's up with Alfredo dishes? They always have to be those long, thin, like flat noodles. It just doesn't make sense doing anything
Alfredo's
else.
disgusting, and you don't want a noodle that holds too much Alfredo sauce to limit how much disgusting needs to go.
Alfredo's good. I
I
like
love
a little
Alfredo.
Alfredo with some chicken, some spinach. It makes it's a little lighter. It makes you feel like you're being healthy.
Do we bleep words on this show?
No, but go
Bleep
ahead.
words.
Alfredo is like cum pasta. All right, we don't.
Okay.
We don't want cum pasta.
Why'd you have to put that in my head? I don't want to be thinking of cum when I make my next Alfredo dish.
And I would like to argue that it is nowhere near healthy because it's literally just like butter, heavy cream, and Parmesan cheese. So I think if you're eating
I
like a
rest my
regular,
case.
like a marinara or some sort of red sauce, I think that might be the healthy way to go.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
I like a nice pasty red sauce. Like
Nothing wrong with a little butter.
Like I like it a smacker, glue your mouth shut, pasty red sauce. That's what I
that's
like.
nice and thick and creamy. And we've also discussed privately, and for those of you out here who stand for angel hair, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you.
I'll get behind it.
Quite literally the absolute worst variety of pasta. I think it's made for people 12
What?
and under. It's just limp. It falls
I
in.
feel sandbagged.
It's limp, and
We're
it
gonna
falls in a
unfollow
pile.
anyone that tries to support angel hair. It's an official Bill's Blitzkrieg rule now. No angel hair pasta eaters.
How do I?
My big thing
How do I
is
log
that you
off this
cannot
thing?
cook it al dente. If it's al dente, it's raw. You can't get it once it hits that pot of water. It's pretty much it.
See, you're cooking it wrong. The trick is to take individual, like dried noodles, and you have to throw them like a dart through steam. And that'll actually instantaneously cook the whole thing.
I see.
I'll get my my industrial grade steamer and I'll get working on that. Just
The trick is to have the colander on the other side to catch it. It's
that's a 3-man
I
job.
recommend playing with a hat and house card or like a playing cards to warm up to
So
that.
it's confirmed. No angel hair pasta. It's officially eliminated from the pasta discussion. It is absolutely
There you go.
2,469th on the list.
Yep. I mean, I'd put Doritos in the pasta realm before I put angel hair in the pasta realm.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah. Throw a little marinara sauce on throw a little marinara sauce on some Doritos
flavored
first.
baked ziti, bro. Can we do it? Cool Ranch Dorito flavored baked ziti.
We
Get on
might
Have
need
you
to
guys-
smoke a half ounce first, but I think it'll be
Yeah.
a hit.
Have you guys seen that picture going around the internet where somebody poked a bunch of
Yes.
holes in the hot dogs with angel hair, and they boiled the hot dogs and the angel hair together? I think that's really the only realistic application for angel hair.
That's blasphemy.
Did they slice them at the end so you get like a nice cross?
Oh
cut?
yeah, yep. That's for the
Yeah,
That's for the
that'd be cool.
Instagram crowd, I think.
Yeah.
You people are
Yeah.
nasty. You people are messed up.
They stage those, I hear. Those are
I'm sure they
staged.
are. But no, as far as long pasta goes, I mean, there are just so many better options. You got your fettuccine, spaghetti, linguine. And also something that is super hard to find. I've only ever had it once, and I believe it was at Pastabilities in Syracuse, New York. Is bucatini. That's a long pasta with like a hole, kind of almost drilled through the middle of it. I've never seen it at a grocery store, but you want to talk about having a long pasta with places for sauce to hide. It's delicious, and if you get the chance to have it, I would highly recommend it.
Bucatini.
Like lo mein long, or like what are we
Yeah, it's just your regular long pasta. It looks like really thick, almost like an udon noodle. As long as we're comparing it to like some sort of Japanese equivalent, but it's
okay. Answer me this: if you cut it, if you diced it up, would it look like the little tiny SpaghettiOs?
No. So it would look like ditalini. That little short. I think it's usually in. It's not Italian wedding soup, but it's like a soup pasta kind of. If you were to mince it up and stuff like that.
Okay. All right.
You guys are making me hungry. We're moving on.
Okay.
Around the league. I've had a lot of hot takes past 2 weeks on Aaron Rodgers.
Oh.
No one's joining me. No one's supporting me on this. I'm all alone, drifting on rough seas. But Aaron Rodgers, he is D-I-V-A, diva, whiny baby, full of himself. He's been a selfish player for years. And it's just been covered up because people like him in his insurance commercials. He's been a locker room cancer since since he won that first Super Bowl. It went right to his head. There was a report, I don't remember, I'm going to have to pull it up after this, about him just really undermining the team chemistry. Just not good. And then these latest stories, it's just really painting him in the light. I think that's been hidden in the shadows of the Packers facility over the past 10 years. And now he's coming out, he's being public about, well, you got to fire the GM or I'm not staying. I'm leaving if you don't fire the GM. This weird story about because they released Kumaro and he threw a fit about that. It's just absurd stuff. A starting quarterback as good as he is doesn't get to dictate how the front office operates, how coaches operate. He is not the alpha, the beta, and the omega. He's the quarterback. He's a damn good quarterback, but I think it's about time to call him out for what he is. I think the narratives tend to change when it's a quarterback instead of a wide receiver or a running back who's out here making headlines. But I'm alone on this, though. But I'm gonna keep pounding the table, and this is the hill I'm dying on. What do you think?
I don't really have an opinion one way or the other. I mean, these guys are getting paid, tens of millions of dollars to go out there and play some football. And if you really have, I get where he's coming from. He thinks he's getting the short end of the stick. He says he has no help on offense. They drafted a quarterback, and that rubbed him the wrong way. But I mean, I don't know. He was just on Jeopardy as a guest host. I do know that.
There you go. That's a redeeming factor.
He's throwing out there that he has no help. He says he has no help, but hasn't he had some of the best wide receivers in his career? He's had Jacoby Nelson. He's had Randall Cobb, Donald Driver. Now he has Devontae Adams, who's arguably the number one wide receiver in the league. Lazar, Valdez-Scantling. He has Aaron Jones to press the box because people are threatened by his running ability. He's also a good receiver. Then he has David Bakhtiari, arguably the best left tackle in the league, protecting his blind side. So how much is he really all on his own, or how much is he just throwing a fit because the Packers decided to prepare for his inevitable retirement when he's 37 years old?
Yeah. Yeah,
football hard.
I think
that's what I'm saying.
I think we'll see him get picked up by. I've seen the Broncos might have a little interest in him, and I have no idea who plays for the Broncos on the offensive side or really defensive side at all. I don't pay attention to them.
Drew Lock.
I don't know.
Do they have Flacco?
I don't know if
Flacco.
I don't know if he'll have any help down the line. This could really come to bite him in the ass in a few years, and he could just kind of be one of those quarterbacks that. Sure, he had one championship under his belt, but he could kind of fade into obscurity in the next, 3 to 5 years, unless he retires before then.
All right.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting if he gets traded to Denver because does he really have that much more support in Denver than he would have had in Green Bay? He has
that's what I'm
Cortland
saying.
Sutton, Melvin Gordon. Those are all, I think, downgrades. The offensive line is a downgrade from what he has in Green Bay. really, what teams do you think have a better supporting cast than Green Bay? Tampa Bay. I'd say they're definitely a more well-rounded unit. Maybe Dallas's offense, but their offensive line is trash.
How about those Bills?
Oh, the Bills, of course. That goes without saying. Josh Allen has the best supporting cast, but.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, that's the hill I'm dying on. You guys can throw my hot take back in my face if you like, but I'm sick of Aaron Rodgers. He's a whiny baby. Done with it.
Yeah, he is.
And then
what's funny is if you become a whiny baby, and kind of speak to Zach's point is, you get remembered for like winning a championship and then doing a bunch of complaining afterwards. Well, I'm so football hard.
Yeah, and if he goes out and has a bad season anywhere else, that is going to completely destroy his legacy. Not destroy it. Yep. He's still going to have a hell of a legacy of one like the top 10.
It's a speed bump.
Oh yeah.
It's a huge speed bump to keep a momentum going.
His ESPN 30th for 30 will have that chapter about him throwing a fit in Green Bay and forcing his way out.
He will not be an ESPN host. He will not sit around that table and talk a bunch of shop with other old football players. That's the ultimate goal, really, I feel like. Isn't that the end goal? To become
for a lot of guys it is.
Yeah.
Or at least
he's going to go by the way of Favre, though.
After they're out of the league.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a pretty cerebral, and he's a good speaker, too. I could see him in the booth.
Yeah.
But
everyone wants to become Michael Strahan. Just get a talk show. That's the ultimate goal of football.
I wouldn't be surprised if Strahan's making as much money as he was making in the NFL on the outside with all of his endorsement deals and the date.
That he's making hand over fist, bro.
Yeah. And related, well, not really related at all, but related to the NFL, the Dolphins are stacking up over there. Our rivals in the AFC East, I'm a little nervous. Should I be? They did a killer draft. They got Jalen Waddle and Jalen Phillips both in the first round. Jalen Waddle could be besides Jamar Chase, is really good wide receiver that's going to help him at opposite. Oh, what's that? Anyways, they have Gesicki there at tight end. Jalen Phillips, they also picked up Liam Eichenberg to help Tua, help protect Tua so he doesn't have to actually do anything except check it down. I'm a little nervous. I think big question is, do they have that quarterback, though, that can lead them? They have one of the best defensive units in the game. They definitely have all the weapons on offense. Is Tua the guy? I think he could be just good enough as a game manager to get them to 11, 12 wins. I'm a little nervous about our rivals down south.
Yeah, I mean, I think as far as the AFC East goes, they're probably going to be the ones to look out for this upcoming season. I don't think Patriots are really going to be doing much again this year. The Jets are the Jets, so.
The Jets are the Jets. Yeah, and the Patriots just drafted the NCAA leader in DUIs, Mac Jones, so we'll see how that works out.
Beautiful.
Dad bod number one, he's keeping the legacy of the Patriots going with taking weird shirtless pictures before the draft. It's fun to see things come full circle, but I'm also a little nervous about the Patriots. Not so much as the Dolphins. I think the Patriots, running that 12 personnel they seem to be teasing with Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry. That's another thing, is they don't necessarily need the guy at quarterback to make a lot of moves. They just need to have that game manager, whether it be Cam Newton, Mac Jones, or Jared Stidham, just to facilitate that offense. I think Nelson Aguilar signed there as well. Has that game-breaking speed for Yak. So the AFC East is not going to... The Bills aren't going to be able to run through the AFC East like they did last season. It's still definitely their... Yeah, it's definitely still their division to win, or their place to lose at number one in the AFC East, but it's going to be a lot more challenging. After that straight sweep of the division last season, I think they're going to... Yeah, the Dolphins and the Patriots could be a threat, but we'll have to see about that. I don't know. I'm a little nervous. Now about Mac Jones, he makes me giggle. That guy's funny. And anyways, do a little Twitter appreciation. Do a little shout out to our followers that
Man, F social media. That's like the new. I'm gonna start a punk band. I'm just going to hate on social media. But let's listen to their opinions.
You're anti-social media now. You better shut down that Facebook.
Yeah. Yep. Get it out of here.
Start going to town hall meetings instead. Share your baked goods instead of likes on Facebook. But I put out a tweet a little late last week. Put out a tweet late last week because Bobby Hart, everybody has already wants him out of Buffalo. We haven't even got him into the training facility. Everyone's like, Bobby Hart, he's got to go. They hate him. Everybody hates him. I'm like, why? I just, pose a question. I don't have really any strong opinions about the guy. He seems like a...
Fuck him.
That's what everyone says. Vince Taylor, part of the Built in Buffalo podcast network, he said, it's like, yeah, that's what we like about him. He's not in the Bills uniform, which made me giggle a little bit. I don't know. I feel like we should at least give him a chance. Let him come in and work out, see how he meshes with the team. He wasn't very good in Cincinnati. He's about as average as you're going to get. But if he's warming the bench as the third option, I'm paying him a veteran minimum contract. Why not roll with it, see how he does?
Might as well just draft me. Get me in there. We'll see what
happens.
Okay.
Take him off the bench, coach.
You got to put him 200 pounds.
I'll sit on the bench and rack in some. I'll take a hit. Is that all I need to do?
Yeah. Just go in there, get your brain smashed in about 3 times a game, hand the water off.
Oh, come on. Once they realize I'm a coward, they'll go easy on me. It'll only take a couple plays.
Don't hit Fred, guys. He's soft. And then the Sports Billy 1 from the Cold Front report. He probably, this is a pretty accurate comparison. I think he's spot on with this. Bobby Hart is Jordan Mills. If you guys don't remember Jordan Mills, he was the right tackle of the Rex Ryan era. I think between 2016 and 2018. Pretty awful. He allowed a lot of sacks during Josh Allen's rookie year, and I think everybody cheered in the streets when he was released. So,
same with Rex Ryan.
Same with Rex
Except
Ryan.
he was fucking fired.
Get out of here! Send him home with his tandem bike and his goofy ass truck. Yeah, the difference is we're not starting Bobby Hart. Jordan Mills was our starting right tackle for like 3 years by necessity because we couldn't find anybody that wanted to come to Buffalo.
Come on, it's not that bad, guys. You got to shovel once in a while.
I think they actually had the players there. A couple of no, I'm just kidding. But I think this shows the growth the team has had over the past 4 years. With a guy that was forced into the starting lineup is now the same caliber player as a swing tackle, a backup, a bench warmer more or less. So I think that's a positive sign. And I would be cool with Jordan Mills coming back if he was in the same role. You can't have excellent there's just not enough offensive linemen to have excellence throughout your depth chart. You got to have somebody that sucks just to round it out, and you don't have to pay him too much money. I think he's serviceable. I could see him in a spot start, and Josh Allen's mobile enough that it won't kill him. But if hopefully Darrell Williams and Deion Dawkins stay healthy throughout the year, so we don't have to see that. But I just thought it was something worth considering. Give the guy a chance. We don't have to phase him out already.
Give love a chance, folks.
Yeah, could just be an ugly duckling.
Yeah, his name's Bobby Hart. Love him, or we don't have to. I guess he's kind of a dickhead too. Apparently, he made a bunch of really stupid tweets on Twitter.
Give this guy a chance. He's been an ass in the past, but
he's like the abusive boyfriend. Yeah, maybe this time around.
This time, babe, I've changed. Come on.
Yeah, that was the other thing, and this always gets brought up. He's kind of he just doesn't seem like a very intelligent person. I don't think Bobby Hart is going to listen to this. If you do, don't come kick my ass. I know you could. But he posts a lot of really stupid stuff, like COVID denying stuff, and it's like, well, I don't want to dismiss. It was kind of like fringe anti-Semitic stuff too. So it's like, a lot of that like pseudo intellectual stuff that gets passed around on YouTube that people that might not have the.
Now, let's start the real discussion. Should he still be a professional football player? Here we go.
It wasn't that bad.
This is the time and place.
Oh. It wasn't that bad. It was pretty innocuous compared to a lot of the things you'll read on social media. Stuff from Uncle Donnie that from your mother's side that he shares on Facebook might be
all caps. Yeah.
It's definitely not the worst things I've seen on the internet, but it's
what the left doesn't want you to know about boners. We were gonna cover that.
We got to do some research. Pull up YouTube.
Go to
Alex Jones, where you at?
Type in the truth about boners on Google. That's how you find.
Yeah.
That's how you find anything good. Just
make sure you go to images first. You don't want to get lost.
Safe
in the
search
text.
off, of course.
A lot of good grass.
Yeah. That's all right. But overall, I mean, we should definitely still be extraordinarily excited for this season. The draft just ended over a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and it was an interesting draft. It's not what any of us expected, and it's probably just because of the way the board fell. Picking at the bottom of every round, you can't really push for a guy for need that is high up on your analysis. I think a lot of us wanted to see a cornerback. That didn't happen. A lot of us wanted to see offensive guard. That didn't happen until the 5th round. But the first 3 picks, I thought Brandon Beat had gotten hit in the head and was confused and thought he was drafting for the NBA because I did the math, and the average height of their first 3 draft picks was 6'5".
Yeah.
Like holy smokes. They had Gregory Rousseau, who's I think 6'7". Then they had Carlos Basham, who's on the short side at 6'3", and then they picked up that guy from Iowa. Oh shit, what's his name now? Spencer Brown, who's like 6'9", 305 pounds, can bench press a Mack truck. So it was definitely big guys only early in this draft, which is
I love it.
Yeah, very big philosophy shift from what they had when Beam first came here. I remember that was the running joke was they have all Smurfs at wide receiver with John Brown, Cole Beasley, and Isaiah McKenzie. And now they have the biggest team in the NFL.
Yeah, and even
the quarterback was having a hard time hitting his passes, so they needed bigger people out in the field. It was here, buddy.
Well, that was the big knock on Josh Allen for a little bit, is he was always overthrown. Now he's corrected a lot of his accuracy issues. We're not too worried about Josh, but
his receiver's average height was 5'5", dude. That's he was out there throwing at little children. I mean, can you blame
it wasn't his fault. They look like little babies out there. How am I supposed to throw it to him? Yeah, it's They didn't go for positions of need, but they went for a lot of really good value picks throughout the rounds. Gregory Rousseau was a really good value pick at 30. He was mocked by a lot of experts to be in the top 20, so having him drop that low. He's a real high upside guy. Not a lot of polish coming out of college. I watched a little of his tape. He had really one move, which was bowl through the offensive line. So that could cause him some problems going into the NFL because he's going to have bigger, faster, more athletic linemen to line up against. But he's an exciting another ball of clay to mold. Probably in a very similar vein to what Josh Allen was in 2018. You just love his athletic attributes. You love his character. But, there's just a lot of the technical aspects of the game he's going to have to learn on the fly. I don't see him necessarily starting this year. I think the second-round pick, Carlos Basham, will probably have a higher chance of starting this year. Just of his combination of technique, size, and speed. He was like a low 4'6" guy at 280 pounds and 6'3". Definitely an athletic specimen. And he just had a variety of moves to get past his blocker. Really great handwork, and I could see him supplanting Mario Addison even as early as week 1, week 2. So we'll see how that works out and improving their sack numbers, which was the major focus, and clearly Bean wanted to target getting after the quarterback, especially after seeing Tampa Bay tear apart Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. So it'll be fun to see that in action and see what they develop in a rotation early in the season. Definitely might have an upgrade to Mario Addison already in that locker room. And not even to mention A.J. Epineza from last year, too. He showed a lot of promise. So we should definitely see more than the 19.5 sacks we saw last season. And then it's the Bills. It's the Bills' division to lose, right? They've got to be the front runners.
I guess say it like that.
Does anybody?
So it sounds like it's already calling it.
I'm calling it. 14 and 3, another 3-loss season.
Oh.
Yep. 14 and 3. Continuity is big in the NFL. You don't see a lot of continuity. I think that in its own right, even though they didn't have any really big upgrades in talent over the offseason that they're going to put into starting roles right away, I think you definitely love that continuity, just that communication, that chemistry that's going to come from that, and that's going to improve a lot of box scores, and it's going to make them bigger.
I want to ask an uninformed question.
Okay.
So I guess this is, everyone hold your breath. I'm so uninformed. Has college football been happening? Is this not the place to ask?
It was a funny season because some conferences just completely opted out of 2020. So this was. Yeah.
So okay. Yeah. So does that mean that the to use your word, specimens coming down the pipe might be subpar in the coming years, and we'll have a dip in quality of player?
That's the big question, and that's why we definitely saw a lot of the trades in the draft weren't as high of a value as you normally are accustomed to seeing. Right. And teams definitely weren't. I don't think teams were valuing the draft picks as much as they have in previous years because they didn't have, for a lot of the top athletes coming out of the draft, they were missing a whole year of tape to analyze them. So that's big. Mm-hmm. You want as much playing time to see how they adjust and they grow and see how they are technique-wise. And then on top of that, a lot of players opted out. So that's another thing. Right. A lot of guys just losing.
Think about this. Think about all the high schoolers that didn't play football or had a compromised season that now probably might not go to college to play college football, that won't become NFL draft potentialities.
Yeah,
think about that.
Well, a lot of high school ball is being played in the spring. I know, at least in New York State, their spring football season, so they're at least getting some time on the field.
Yeah, I do feel for those kids because I remember when I was in high school.
Oh, for sure.
I was 5'5", 130 pounds, so I wasn't very good at football. But I wrestled, right? I was pretty decent, and that was my life when I was in high school. It's like just looking forward to wrestling season, training for wrestling season. If I just lost my senior year because of
me and the specimens rolling around.
Yeah, we had a little camel tail and rolling around. No, but. No, but I mean it's serious though, because it sucks for these kids. It sucks for these kids to lose a whole year, your senior year, and you can't play the sport you love, and especially for these kids that they've been training for this their whole life. A lot of these high-end college athletes, a lot of these guys end up making it to the pro. They've been training since they were 6 years old, and a lot of them probably needed that senior year to set themselves apart from others to get that Division I scholarship. So we'll see a lot of very talented players just get overlooked, which really sucks for a lot of these young kids that have been working so hard. But it's wild times, crazy times, unprecedented times, as they always say on the news. So,
unprecedented.
Heart definitely goes out to those kids, though. That fucking sucks. It just fucking sucks. Any prediction on the Bills' record, Zach?
No, I haven't really given a good look. I mean, I've seen it. I haven't given a good look and put a ton of thought into their schedule. So I don't know. I'd like to think. So what they're at? Yeah, 17 games, right?
Yep.
So yeah, 13-4 would be great. Yeah, I can't say otherwise. I'm not super informed on next year's schedule at this very moment, but I think obviously going to be a winning season for sure. I don't foresee them going.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the challenge of this division, though, I hate to say it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they dropped down to 10 or 11 wins, really.
Right.
Because I don't see another clean sweep of the division this year. I think the Patriots and the Dolphins, either one might beat them at least once, and because they're going to be much more of a threat than they were last year. But overall, I don't see them dropping the. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say. All that being said, I don't see them losing the AFC East. I still would like to think they're going to make it to the AFC Championship, probably against Kansas City. We'll see how Kansas City does this upcoming season. I don't have a clue what their schedule looks like, but obviously they're going to be top contender again, I think, this year. So yeah, I hope that we can triumph over them this year, though.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely hurting in the offensive line department. Excuse me.
Nice.
They lost They lost a couple starting tackles during the offseason just because of cap crunch. I mean, when you still have Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, that's still a very dangerous offense. So, they're still going to be the team to be in the AFC East, but we might see a drop-off for them. That would be a little interesting. But
It'd be awesome.
not that I would necessarily expect. It would be. Yeah, I know. I'm sick of seeing them twice a year. It seems like twice a year we see them, and they're just a juggernaut. Except to everybody except for the Buccaneers, they're a juggernaut. And not that I don't think the Bills can beat them. It's just nice if they don't have to have the best game of their century to beat them.
Right.
All right. I think we can start wrapping this up. I just put out an article. It's called Don't Be Hasty, Bills Mafia. It's a personal attack for all of you people that put out hot takes. No, it's not really a personal attack on anybody, but just a little ice cube in some of the hot takes that get passed around the offseason. I'm guilty of it too. You get on Twitter.
Did you put the thing in about Seth Rogen I sent you?
I didn't put anything about Seth Rogen. I like Seth Rogen. I don't want to piss off Seth Rogen. I want him to be a friend of the podcast.
Why do I even...
You're actively working against my friendship with Seth Rogen, and I don't like it. But go on BillsBlitzkrieg.com. I talk about Dawson Knox, Tremaine Edmonds, throw a little tidbit about Josh Allen's tenure. It's a fun read.
Yeah.
Based on, if you're a nerd like me, it's based off of Treebeard from The Lord of the Rings. And he always said, don't be hasty. So
everybody's like, what? Who?
Treebeard, the Ent. Shepherd of the Forest.
Was that the dwarf?
I don't know if he says don't be hasty in the actual movies, though. I think it's just in the books.
Your whole article is based off of that.
It's in the books. He says it like a million times in the books. And if you watch the extended editions, they allude to it.
I think I just made this quote up, actually. I had a dream
I absolutely did not make it up. It's true. Don't be hasty, hobbits. He says it all the time. All the time. Go.
Well, nobody reads books anymore, man. Come on.
Read the Two Towers at least. It's a classic.
Okay, it's confirmed that Jake read the Two Towers and did voices because he read that part out loud to himself. Don't be hasty.
Yeah, I get all excited. I jump on the bed. Don't be hasty.
Of course.
Love it.
Anyways.
All right. Any concluding thoughts, you guys?
Not much. I do have a dinner. It's probably cold now. And my wife probably left me.
Oh, geez.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. But fuck Seth Rogen. That's all I'm trying to say. And no one likes cum pasta.
Yeah.
You sure you don't want to bleep this shit?
Well, I'm not. I'm gonna next time I have Alfredo. You ruined Alfredo for me. Now I'm just gonna think of cum next time. I like Alfredo. It's nice and buttery and fat and good.
Try to pair Seth Rogen with that thought too, and he'll be on board.
Oh boy.
Seth Rogen's cum pasta.
All right, let's go ahead and wrap
Zach,
it up there.
what you got?
I got nothing after that. After that, I got nothing.
All right, we'll sign it off after
Ricky, I'm
Seth
hoping
Rogen's
your
cum
marriage
pasta.
lasts through this. That's all I got.
It's the Bills' division to lose this year. That's all I'm going to say. They better fucking win. It's going to be a 14-win season. Go Bills. Go Josh Allen.
Go Bills.
Share some love to Tremaine Edmonds and Dawson Knox, everybody. They're working hard. They're trying their best. Give them a break.
I love it. All right. Well, we'll wrap it up here. That's all we got for you today. It's been a couple weeks, so it's been fun getting together with you guys again. For all those who are listening to us right now, make sure to follow us on Twitter at Bills Blitzkrieg. The most important thing you can really do, though, aside from going to billsblitzkrieg.com and reading our articles and interacting on Twitter, is currently we're only on the YouTube platform for this podcast. So like and subscribe, please. It helps us to know that people are actually out here listening and we're not just kind of talking into the void here. So yeah, that's kind of the biggest thing.
I find it reassuring.
That's the biggest thing you can do for us. If you listen, if you enjoy, just throw us some likes, give us some comments, what we can improve on. If you're sick of hearing us talk about cum, we'll cut that right out next time. We won't talk about that anymore. And sorry if we ruined Alfredo sauce for anybody.
I'm going to talk about.
But in the meantime,
I'm going to talk about cum all I want.
Yeah, we will not censor Jake or Fred here. But yeah.
I will not be silenced.
No, we're not the business of censorship. So we'll keep this going here. But anyway, we'll see you next time. Hopefully, we'll have some good stuff for you coming up here soon. It's such a lull going into summertime with the NFL, but we're going to try to keep things going. And we will talk to you next time. Go Bills.